While I do a quick introduction, we've got Anthony Petro and Jason Trent here who are going to walk us through how they can use Google machine learning to automate loan approval. And then I'll go here this time.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Erica. We appreciate that. Thanks very much, guys. So we're K2. We're going to talk a little bit about some extended workflow capabilities that are going to be shipping in Google Drive very shortly. And as Erica and Jerome both mentioned, the need for process automation across the ECM, but specifically in G Suite, is real. We talked to a lot of customers that have that need today. And we believe that K2 is a great platform to help kind of satisfy a lot of those particular needs. We've got a lot of customers in our space where they rely upon K2 to provide the ability to automate millions of processes within their instances every single day. Now, if you're not familiar with us, K2 is a leader in the business process app space, where we focus on providing tooling for both technical and less technical users that we call citizen developers, so that they can design business apps and automate their business processes that span human interaction, integration with AI and ML systems, as well as various different systems that they have within their organization. So let's go ahead and jump over into the demo, and I'll give you guys a sense of kind of one of the things we're going to start looking at today. What you can see here is our process design canvas. And so this is a rich, interactive process design canvas that allows these citizen developers the ability to go and drag and drop and configure activities to model out their process. And not only are they modeling the process here, but they're also running it on top of our platform, allowing them to go and integrate, as I mentioned earlier, into various different line of business systems, regardless if those are on-prem or in the cloud. Tying into advanced AI and ML capabilities on top of the Google Cloud Platform, and integrating into other systems that they may have. In this particular example today, we're actually looking at a loan pre-approval process. And so the situation here is that we have Laura, who happens to be a customer, and she needs to go and figure out if she can be approved to go ahead and make a fairly big purchase, which is a new home for her and her family. Before she goes through that process, though, she wants to make sure that she can get funding from her lender. And so in the process we're about to see, we'll actually go and have her submit a form, which will kick off the workflow process. And one of the first things that's going to happen is we're going to go and actually take this wealth of information that's provided by Laura and match that up with historical loan information and pass that into machine learning in Google to help us make decisions and outcomes and figure out if we actually need to go and route this task to a human, or if we can action it automatically and help reduce some of the load that Denalix Bank, which is our company, has within their human capital today. After we make that decision within ML, we'll actually go and route that task to a user if the model tells us that that's something that we should do. And within that task, we're going to act as Erica, who has the opportunity to go and interact with that in multiple different experiences. So that could be on her mobile device, that could be in mail, or that could actually be via the Google Suite add-on that we have that surfaces up task information directly within Drive. After Eliza has taken that decision, the last thing we can do is we need to go and get this document signed because it is a pre-approval letter. We're actually going to integrate with our friends over at DocuSign. We'll be routing that to Laura for her signature and then returning that back into Google Drive. So with that, let's actually just jump over to the demo and get started. Now what you're seeing here is Laura filling out a Google form. The great thing about K2 is we have a very flexible forms integration strategy. So we have our own forms technology that allows you to build rich and dynamic and interactive forms that look great on any type of device, be it big tablet or desktop or even mobile device. But if we work with an organization that has their own form strategy, we're happy to integrate in that as well. Laura's filling out a lot of different information here, and all of this information is going to be utilized within the process. We're actually, after the form is saved, it's going to be writing that back to Google Sheets, and because of our native integration with Google, we can use that information, again, to pass that over to the model to figure out, without having to involve a human, what should we do with this particular process. The last thing that Laura is going to do is she's going to go and upload a driver's license, I believe, from her Google Drive and attach that so that the loan approval can actually look at that and validate that's who she is as we move through the process. So with that, she's going to go ahead and submit it, and we'll jump actually over into a different experience. What you're seeing here looks very similar to what I just showed you in that design canvas, but we actually call this K2 View Flow. This is a visualization of the process, and it gives users insights into exactly where they're at within the execution of this process. You can see that we've kicked the form off. We've passed over the data that we collected from Laura's submittal form into the model, and the model's made a decision Now we actually do need to go and involve a loan originator, or loan approver rather, to review this. So we're going to jump over. Now we're actually running as a different user by the name of Eliza. And as I mentioned earlier, Eliza can get this task anywhere. She happens to be getting it in her email system. And you'll notice there that within the customized email, we're surfacing up a couple different pieces of information. First of all, you'll see that we give all the information that was collected on that form. So any piece of information that's related to the process or even exists in different systems, we can integrate and pull right into the process. We're also going and giving her a sense of, why does she have this task? So you can see the very last column is that focus around the ML scoring, right? It's a very high degree score that tells us that the outcome that we should take is assign it to her. And the last thing that she can do, she clicks on that link, is actually go and open up the task directly. Now, she could have actioned this in email, she could have actioned this on a mobile device, but she wanted to go and validate the content or the assets that were uploaded as part of this process. In this particular case, she jumps right into Google Drive. She opens up Laura's driver's license there. She can validate, yep, that actually looks like that's who it is. And then she goes and she opens up the K2 add-on for G Suite. What that does is that goes and figures out who she is and pulls over the task information that's relevant to this particular process, that's tied to that particular driver's license in this case. She can see all the information, as I mentioned earlier, where again, we're surfacing that all up into the add-on as well. So she goes to one single spot to get all of her work done. She doesn't have to jump around from system to system to system. In this case, she's going to go ahead, and I think she already went ahead and validated that and said, yep, that's exactly who we want to. And with that, we've gone and we've really quickly kind of showed you how we can go in and, with the help of Google and K2, Denalix Bank was able to go and build out this pre-approval loan process very, very quickly. Tying into multiple different systems for credit scoring, tying into advanced AI and ML capabilities on top of Google Cloud to make decisions, and then routing tasks to the right people at the right time. With that, that's all we've got time for today. Thanks very much.